All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing Swords. As always, I'm Andrew.
And as for me,
she call me Mr. Bombastic.
But you can call me Jake.
Oh, I feel like you fucking gave me blue balls there.
Correct. You want the full thing?
I want it all.
She call me Mr. Bombastic. Tell me fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Rowe.
That's better.
Cool.
Now we can pod.
Now we can go.
You can't give me just a tip.
I would never give you, to be honest, sometimes...
You just did. You just gave me the tip.
Sometimes you say it feels like just the tip, and that's... I'm like Scotty, and I'm giving her...
I've gone balls deep. There's nothing left. Yeah. I can't reach the control panel.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Bit tired.
Yeah.
But I'm alright.
It's all that sex, isn't it? It's that visceral.
Just catching up with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, you're not a young man anymore.
I am not a young man.
As we can tell by the hairline.
Leave it out, mate.
No, we were discussing it
It's
before pod. I'm not saying it to be horrible. It's just a joke.
Yeah, look, because I went to the
You've had your ears lowered.
I went to the barber.
Yeah.
I've got the name for it. I nearly said dentist.
If your dentist is cutting your
Mate,
hair, that
that's
could
a
explain
service.
a lot.
That's service.
Both at the same time.
Haircut on the NHS.
I've got to be honest with you, there's no way I'm staying still enough at the dentist to
Get the
my
top
hair.
and the
Yeah,
teeth.
just no way.
But I went to the barber instead, which is slightly better.
That's a
And
smarter
look,
idea.
you all have your favourite barber or hairdresser or something.
Absolutely.
And I think in hairdressers you can kind of pick who your appointment is with because you book it.
Oh, what?
Rather than walk in?
Yeah. You have a hairdresser that because they have a station at a salon, and like they pay. I think it's a bit like being a cab driver back in the day. Like if you worked at a cabbie's office, you like pay for your position, and people book in with you.
Yeah, and also like they have different qualifications, so it's like it's cheaper if you go with this one, but it's more
Because
expensive.
she's a
if you go with
rookie.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the barbers, you just walk in and you hope for the best. You sit in
You
a
get
queue.
the one you get.
Now I have one that I like, and over the last several years now, I'm like this. I trust this guy
This
with
is
my
the man.
hairdo.
Yeah.
I went in at the start of the week, and I couldn't have timed it more horribly.
Yeah.
He was just finishing up with a customer. The other barber ushered me into his chair, and no sooner had I sat down.
Seductively or casually?
No, casually.
Okay.
He's too young to do it. He doesn't know what he's doing. This guy.
Is he younger than you?
He's probably.
You never want a barber that's younger than you, do you? Not at our age.
He ushered me into the chair, and no sooner had I sat down than the other bloke left, and
It's
my
worst
barber
case.
was
That's
free.
nothing worse when you go into the barbers and that happens.
And we were sort of saying before we started recording, it's like you can't then turn around and say, "Sorry, mate,
Sorry.
I don't want you. I want that guy."
Yeah.
You've just got to put up with it. And he looked like honestly, brother, I've kind of had to play around with it a little bit.
I think you look good.
Like it just looked like he'd put a toupee on my head. He didn't fade it in or anything. It just it was bad.
And by the way, when I
It weren't bad, just
mentioned
weren't good.
the hairline, by the way, that's not. I'm not putting you down. Like as men, as we age, there are just things that start going awry. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Like I'm starting to get white in my beard, and like, I always thought I wasn't bothered about getting older, but starting to see like white in my beard and my hair.
See, now do you understand why? Do you remember when my beard went white? And I said,
you were a lot younger when that started happening, though.
no, but I said, I've always said I'd age gracefully, but I thought I'd age a lot later.
Yeah, totally.
That was the deal. And do you now feel
a little bit
that?
more? I feel like I'm approaching middle age now, though. I am, though, aren't I?
I think you're a few years
I'm
off.
35 next year, so I'm like not far off it. So like,
I
it
would
feels
consider
more...
middle age to be like 40s.
Yeah, but
and
that's
above.
not... I'm staring down the barrel of it. Do you know what I mean?
5 years, you could do loads in 5 years.
I mean, yeah, but...
You could win a Club World Championship and have a little gold badge on your chest for the next...
It's unlikely that will happen. It's a really sad moment as a bloke who's into football when you reach retirement age in football, because it means the dream's over. There's no chance of me being ever... Like, it was never going to happen because I'm shit at football, sadly. But like the hope that, like, I don't know, one day I get seen down the local power league and they're like, that guy's got something, and you just have a
Suddenly you're
meteoric
playing
rise.
it.
I'm Jamie Vardy. Do you know what I mean? I'm in the Premier League, chat shit, get banged.
By the way, because Jamie Vardy's move came up the other day.
Yeah, he's gone to Italy, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's playing with Mussolini's grandson.
Yeah. What a crossover. Your
I
granddad
mean,
did
the
what?
man who originated chat shit get banged. Do you know what I mean?
Have this Jaeger bomb and lighten up,
I actually
son.
don't know a lot about Mussolini. I know he's a dictator and killed a lot of people, but beyond that.
Do you know Mussolini is where we get the word fascism?
Right, fair enough. So he's the OG.
He called his party the Fascist Party.
Right, so
and that's where we get the term
he's
fascism.
literally the OG. No, I
He's
didn't
the
know the
OG.
history of that. Just being genuine.
Look,
we have a laugh and we learn things.
Educational and fun.
Do you know
like the dream combination.
Nothing makes you sound more like, I don't know, Snowflake and Lefty than trying to look, we're cool.
I'm the cool pastor who brings out guitar at camp.
You absolutely are. But do you know what? I'm not against a sing-along round a campfire.
Call me Jake.
You're, as Ash would call it, or as in the in-betweeners, there's always one cunt with a guitar.
Hello.
This guy.
Yeah. No, look. Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you back. I'm going to set the scene. 2016, I believe. Euros.
Okay.
No, it might have been 2000. Yeah.
Was it 2018, the Euros? No,
2018
it's every
World
4
Cup.
years, isn't it?
It might have been the 2000. Do you remember we played Wales?
Oh, what? Was it vaguely?
And might have even been 2012.
Was it the quarters? It
might
was
have even been 2012.
Round,
We might be going way back.
Yeah. Was this when Hal Robson-Kanu was like one of their best players?
Yeah. And our friend and listener Dave said, if Jamie Vardy comes on and scores, I'm going to get a tattoo on my chest that says
yes,
chat shit, get
did
banged.
Say that,
Jamie Vardy came on. Jamie Vardy scored. Where's the tattoo, Dave?
That's a
Where's the tattoo?
Very good point. Now, Dave, I'm looking at you down the camera right now. It's not too late to not be a shitbag for the rest of your life. To not be a welcher. Don't be a welcher, Dave.
Get it sorted. I'm just looking what we got, by the way. I've forgotten so much.
Disgusting.
Disgusting!
Yeah.
Sort yourself out, mate.
I will compromise because the chest is quite a public area, right? So I'm willing to change
the
condition.
location.
His arse. One of the arse cheeks, chat shit, get banged. There's only one person who's going to see that. Mia.
And I think everyone, he's prone to nakedness, Dave.
And also, that is true, he does get his knob out a lot.
He gets naked a lot.
Just imagine, though, being a doctor and, like, they're doing a prostate. They see chat shit get banged on his
It's going to be even funnier. I've got to turn this to fucking do not disturb because I can do my nutting.
You should have done that before the pod.
Yeah, well, a more prepared man would have. It's going to be more funny when Dave's like 80. Do you know what I mean? And he's going to the doctor.
Hopefully by then it would have been long enough that they can't. It's illegible. Do you know what I mean? They might think it's Sanskrit or something like that. What does it say in Sanskrit?
Lost
Chat shit,
the ages.
Yeah, like the hieroglyphics, we just can't always read them.
Would you let him get it in hieroglyphics?
Yeah, I would. I'm into Egyptian stuff, so like, yeah. But just make sure it does actually mean that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to be like when some people get an Asian tattoo and it says egg fried rice and not what they think it says.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think he owes us one tattoo.
Yeah.
I would also accept a teardrop under the eye, so people think he's hard as shit.
The thing is with them, I agree. I'm bored with all of them. I also think as well it's a shame for Jamie Vardy that he could have just retired nice and had a nice peaceful retirement. Except his missus was a tit and got him sued for all their money. So now he's got to keep going
as possible. Yeah, and like he was literally at the end of his career, as in good a position as you could have
to
been
just retire.
Yeah, he'd earned the most money he possibly could have.
He'd done the most respect as well. Like yeah,
and he hadn't fallen off a cliff in terms of ability or even in terms of his legs. But like he could have just, as you say, just go out nicely, but instead he's out in Italy at Cremonense, I think they're called, or something like that.
Got him on then. Say, still playing, still running on those knackered old legs because his missus can't keep her mouth shut on Instagram.
Wayne Rooney and his missus are just rolling in it.
She chats shit to the back. She chats shit.
She got banged.
And she got banged.
Yeah.
She chats shit and she got banged.
She learned. Do you know what I mean? Chat shit and find out.
You gotta learn today.
Gonna learn what a lawsuit looks like today.
And she did learn.
Yeah, it is mental that case like took over the public zeitgeist for quite a while.
Yeah, it really did.
And I think we've talked about this before, it's branding. It's like Brexit, it's the word, isn't it? It's the Brexit.
Yeah.
Wagatha Christie, whoever came up with that, it's superb.
Yeah, if you were the journalist who came up with that, I'd just be like, I'm retiring.
You're like, I'm not better in it. That would also be sad at the same time that you'd reached your peak.
With Wagatha Christie.
Rebecca Hardy and Colleen Rooney suing one another.
But it was good though.
Yeah.
But yeah, poor old Jamie's got to go out and play on knackered legs and try
Isn't he
and
like 37, 38 now?
try and get on board with a dictator's grandson,
Well,
great
it's
grandson.
not the grandson's fault. We can't assume this young man's a violent dictator in the making.
But here we are. This is the world we live in because she just couldn't help herself.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally unnecessary as well. Like, he was earning good money. You don't need to be selling stories to the scum and people like that.
And he's probably now got to earn even more just to cover his arse for when she does the next one.
Well, and his reputation is completely damaged by it as well, because he was giving his missus stories from
England teammates
so that she could sell them on. So his reputation's been irreparably
and he
damaged.
probably, like, I don't know how involved he was in it, and I'm not, but I believe from everything I've seen from Jamie Vardy, I believe there's a good chance that at the start anyway, he was just chatting. He was just, do you know how you take whatever juicy gossip you've heard at work and you go home to your missus and you just go,
oh, mate. Where'd that £5 come from?
But, you know, you take it and you'd be like, I might go home and be like, babe, like, Big, right, is onto this new thing. He's doing this new...
Him and Leanne's pegging him constantly.
Yeah, and I would just take that. And I wouldn't think anything of it. And then
next thing you know, it's in the Sun.
It's in the Sun.
I'd think a lot less of Steph, the fact she was selling it to the Sun.
She never would.
Do you know what I mean?
She never would.
I hope you've picked well enough that she would.
We have a certain reputation to uphold.
Yeah, it was like once. Leanne always buys a paper on Grand National Day, and she's always bought the scum. And I normally, if she's staying here, I'll like buy the snacks and the bits and pieces. And she picked up the scum, and I was like, "You're gonna have to pay for that yourself. I'm not putting money in their pocket. You can if you want. That's your choice." But I was like, "I'm not paying
respect."
For it. So yeah,
I have a lot of respect for you for that, and I
was like, I will buy you a lot of things, but that's just one thing I'm not going to.
No, I'm not agreed. I'm not putting money in their coffers.
Yeah.
No chance.
It's a fucking
dirty lot.
Talking about dirty people, Jake. It's a beautiful segue.
I've not got it prepared.
You should know this is like it's the most used soundbite on the podcast.
I was eyeing up some other things as well.
Oh yeah, what are you eyeing up?
Can't remember now. I mean, this one's we've not used for a while, but I love it.
Respect. I'll tell you what, before we get on to the dirty people, forget the segue. Have you seen the Angela Rayner stuff?
Can I just say, I have, by the way, I've just realised, this is the longest time, I may have seen it before, I've just realised these don't stay the same colours when you change screens.
No, they don't. I can assign colours. When I put the sound bites on, I can change colours.
That is just like...
So like you'll notice if you go to the last page where the Palace songs are, I deliberately made them red and blue.
I just want... Look, I'm just going to say...
You
I get easily distracted. I saw it.
Yeah, look, a screen in front of you with different coloured buttons and flashing lights, and it's not the best of things for someone who's got suspected ADHD.
I lent on the first one. Anyway, the Angela Rayner stuff, I've seen it.
For those not listening, she's been accused of deliberately dodging tax, buying what has been claimed as a second home. And yeah, they've been going after her.
She underpaid her stamp duty.
Yeah. What did you think when you first heard about it?
Well, I want to give the full context of it as well, because she...
I can read her statement.
As soon as it was realised what had happened, she reported herself to the ethics committee.
Yeah.
Now, these are all big and fucking useless things, right? We know that. It's a show.
Yeah.
Show trial and all that stuff. But... it's a damn sight, and I'm not just using it to bash the Tories over there, but it's a damn sight more than anyone they ever did when Zahawi was found to be spending 35 grand worth of taxpayers' money to fund his, keep his horses hot, right? He never reported himself.
Look, horses get cold, Jake.
And his is just one example of many in the cabinet, in the Tory cabinet at the time.
The thing is, it feels like so long ago now, the Tories. Do you know what I mean? It feels like it's been an age. I mean, personally, when I first saw the headlines, when they showed you just the numbers, like the fact that, like they said, she had property altogether worth it was 1 point something million, and in my head I was like, how she afforded that? Because I know MPs are paid a lot. Don't get me wrong, but she's not on that level of money that she can own multi-million pounds worth of property. So at first, I was a bit like, oh, something might be going on here. And then since she's been interviewed about it, she's done a statement about it. I don't really think there's a case to answer, in my opinion.
What, in terms of her guilt or her innocence?
Her guilt. Like, I don't think she is guilty of deliberately doing it. Like,
No, I don't think so. And also, when you say, like, when you said there, the property values of like 1.6 million or whatever they've quoted it as, and when I think about it here, that sounds like a huge number. I know we live in like the greater London area, but £1 million house is fuck all these days.
850 grand of it was just on the new house or flat she's bought in Hove.
Yeah, and there was a property, so I always, whenever I see a for sale sign, if I'm out walking, I love going on the website just because I'm a nosy bastard and I want to see what the inside of their house looks like.
Yeah.
But there was one the other day. It was a 1 bath, 3 bed, detached. Don't get me wrong. It had a garden, but it wasn't a massive garden. I would say even yours is either the same or bigger. I would argue.
Yeah.
In fact, yours is bigger, I think, than the one they had. And it was up for £850,000. So it's like you're not getting a lot. Like when we were growing up, I
Brighton's incredibly popular.
I know inflation, and I know that houses have gone up way beyond the rate of inflation. I know that, but when we were younger, like £1 million house was £1 million house. Do you know what I mean? You were getting some serious bang for your buck. I wanted pool, gym.
You're not guaranteed that now.
Like you're not even guaranteed a second bathroom. I know that sounds daft, but like
it depends where. Like, we're being slightly hyperbolic. There are areas you can live in.
No, but Brighton is another very expensive area.
Brighton is not one of them. Brighton is not one of the affordable areas.
So, like, it's 850,000. And that is a lot of money. But she's probably got, like, a little semi-detached 2-bed.
I won't read out her statement, but what I would say is the basics of the situation as she has explained it is her son was born to some sort of controversial event in the NHS to the point they were awarded a payout, and he's been left with life-changing issues for the rest of his life. She hasn't said on paper or like out in the open what they are, nor should she have to. Up until the other day, there was a court order of privacy over that situation. Again, perfectly within her rights to do that. She wants to keep her children safe and out of the public eye and her family situation. But because of the mud that's been slung at her, she's felt the need to waive that privacy and give more context to the situation. And her and her former husband divorced in 2023, I believe it was, but agreed to a nesting situation where the son that has difficulties would stay living, all the children would stay living in this house, but the ownership would be put in trust for the son. And this was done by the court. It wasn't even done by Angela Rayner and her ex-husband. It was something the court decided and put through. So it wasn't even like she was like, we'll set up a trust and we'll save money. And she lives half of the week at that house, and her ex-husband lives half of the week at that house, and it keeps things so it's quite a complicated situation. And then she's now met someone else who I believe lives in Hove, and they've bought a property together there. The only weird thing about it is she does live in Manchester, and so does her child. So, like, the rumours are that they reckon she's probably going to go for a different seat
at the next election.
At the next election nearer Brighton, where she'll be more likely to keep her seat than she will, or to get a seat than she will keep hers in Manchester. So that's basically the situation. And so she took legal advice from some lawyers who told her that because that property was in trust, it's not technically in her name, and because she'd liquidated the value she owned in that property, that in their opinion, she didn't have any real claim over it, therefore...
It's not a second property in the eyes of the law.
Yeah, so that this new property she was buying in Brighton was to become her primary residence, and that was why she paid the lesser amount of...
Stamp duty.
Stamp duty, thank you. And she's since found out, because of the stuff that's been thrown at her, and because she's then sought more expert legal advice, that isn't the case, and that she was misled, and that she now owes roughly around another 40 grand in stamp duty, which she is now, as you said, gone to the ethics board. She's gone to HMRC herself, and in my opinion has been more than open and honest about the situation. And I think it's actually quite unfair, given her family situation, which the scum and all these other people will have known, but chose to not, or they couldn't tell that side of the story, but decided to run the story anyway.
Yeah, and I also think that it's one of those situations. I'm saying words because I've completely lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. We were talking about, so Angela Rayner,
Yeah.
she's underpaid. She's been poorly advised, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think I've always said, like, I never judge. Obviously, I do judge people and places and organisations and restaurants and whatnot on how good they are, of course. But I never judge on if they do something wrong or if something goes wrong. It's how they respond to that.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, if something keeps going wrong, then you've got to ask questions.
Yeah.
But, you know, for example, if you're at a restaurant, and I am going to meander my way to Angela Rayner, by the way, I'm just making plain comparison. If you're at a restaurant and you order, you know, they bring the bill over and they've added an extra drink or something that you never ordered, then you go, oh, actually, we didn't order this. If they stand there and order, they go, well, you know, that's what we've got. You're paying it. That's bad. If they go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. They remove it from the bill, but then they come over with a drink anyway. And they go, look, our bad. Have a drink on us, even though, you know, it was on the order. Don't pay for it. Have it for free. That's a good, you know, you're like, okay, they've handled that very well.
That's above and beyond.
And like,
if they just take it off the bill, I'd be
happy. But in like Angela Rayner's situation, has she done something wrong? Yes. Was it deliberately wrong? No, I don't believe that it was deliberately wrong.
I don't think it was.
And the second she's found out, or the second it's been brought to her attention through accusations and things, she's been the first. She's brought herself to the hands of justice. She, you know, it's a grand statement, but she's taken herself to the ethics committee. She's taken herself to HMRC. She's opened up the proceedings against her. Yeah. She's not sat there trying to shut it down and going, I'm not paying, get me this, get me that, get me out of it. She's gone, I unknowingly made a mistake. That's why it's a mistake. Yeah. And I will face the consequences of that. I don't believe that those consequences should be her resignation.
No, I was going to say, do you think she should resign? But you've just answered that.
Do you?
No, I don't think she should. I think she might end up in a position where she has to, because I don't think they're going to let go of it, the opposition. Not that I think, but I think Farage will play on
this. But equally, don't get me started on Farage.
Because the problem is she's not just a deputy PM, she's also the housing minister, so there will be people out there that argue someone in that position should know better. There are some other things I think have been quite disingenuous about it. They also included in the value of the property she owns, and I say owns in air quotes. She also has an apartment in London, which is called a Grace and Favour apartment, which every MP that doesn't live in London gets given. And the previous owner, again in air quotes, was Michael Gove. So, like, you're literally just giving it as, like, if you've got to travel a long way, like she does from Manchester, you have somewhere to stay when you're carrying out your duties within London. Or
yeah, literally every MP who, like you said, who lives outside London.
And everyone's going, well, no, it's still her property. It's like, no, it's not. Because if she stopped being an MP tomorrow, she wouldn't have it.
And that's the thing. If she stopped being an MP tomorrow, she'd still have the flat in Hoe, or the property in Hoe.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have the one in London.
No, she
100%.
So I don't get why they keep... Well, I understand why they're doing it, but it's incredibly disingenuous.
Also, I wouldn't take anything that the opposition says on stuff like that, because it's like, I'm not going to take ethics advice from you lot.
Well, no,
like, leave it out.
I can't remember what it was they introduced when they were in power, but there was something about paying a higher rate of tax or stamp duty if you were buying multiple buy-to-let properties. But they put a loophole in it that if you bought 7 in one go, you paid a reduced rate. And Jeremy Hunt immediately afterwards bought 7 buy-to-let properties and paid the reduced rate. And no one fucking talks about that.
Of course did.
So like the fact...
And yeah, don't get me started on Farage, by the way, who's just been called out wonderfully in America.
Do you want me to play that clip for you?
I think we should. Let's just sum up. Let's finish on that. Let's finish on Angela Rayner.
What I did like though was that at PMQs, Keir Starmer quite uncharacteristically defended her against Kemi Badenoch.
And Ed Davey was very good at defending her as well.
Oh, I missed that bit. Was that?
He essentially said I also have a disabled child.
So I understand.
So I understand the difficulties.
I apologise. I did see that.
In no point did he attack her or say.
Because he was like, I understand wanting to secure the future for your child after you're gone.
Yeah, and he he didn't defend her, but he essentially sort of said
I get the position she's in.
Yeah. And he certainly didn't attack her.
And also just the emotion she spoke with, because she was interviewed by Beth Rigby about it. And when she's talking about it, she's like, the fact I've even had to do this and be as open as I am, my family don't want this. They haven't asked to be in the public eye. They haven't asked to have their business aired. My son doesn't need to be Like, and she even started
point
tearing
of
up.
political.
Yeah, because she was like, when I was out with them recently, like the one thing I ask of the media is that you don't put out pictures of my children's faces because they've not asked for this life. It's not their fault. And she said, and they have. And she said, and she like started tearing up. And I was like, this isn't someone who's trying to pull a fast one or who's trying.
They're not Liz Truss tears.
No, they're not.
No, Theresa May, was it? Theresa May tears, yeah.
Yeah, but it came across as genuine.
Or Matt Hancock tears.
Yeah, well, he was just grasping for arse. Do you know what I mean?
That proud.
I just love arse.
Yeah, I don't think she should resign.
No, I don't
really
think she should.
don't.
Do you think she'll end up being forced to resign?
No. Do you? Do you think she might?
I think there's a possibility if they keep on it enough, because like the problem is Starmer doesn't have a lot of political capital at the moment. So if there is enough, if it causes enough problems that the party in general feel it's unsustainable, then she could be removed. But from within the Labour Party itself, she still has quite a large support. So I think she should be all right.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to it either. With all due respect.
No, it's one of those. I think that's the phrase you've used in the past, where it's a story that shouldn't be a story. Really,
yeah.
It's a mum looked after, like, secured the future for her child and bought herself a house.
Yeah, and like you said, it's these are separated parents, so it's not like she's buying. Like you said, she's trying to she's trying to secure the life for her child, and make sure that her family are looked after there, whilst also trying to build a new life for herself. Like, it's not.
I also really.
Okay, she took some bad advice. I'm not going to sit here and go, she didn't do anything wrong. She's
made
misled.
a mistake, yeah.
And part of the reason she'd put, like you said, I know the courts put it into a trust, but part of the reason it had gone into a trust was for things like that, so that you think you can save money down the line.
Yeah.
Because it will be part of big helping loophole in the inheritance tax.
Yeah, but I have seen people on the left bashing her about, like, oh, owning multiple homes. She doesn't own multiple homes. One of the homes is in her son's name. One of them isn't her house. One is. She owns one home directly. So, yeah, it's mental. But I always admire parents that, when they separate, put the children before everything else. And I think that's an example of exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, Angela Rayner doesn't have anything to answer, really. And I think the ethics committee, if they...
We'll find that.
I think they will. I think they'll say she's made an honest mistake. She's paying back HMRC what she owes.
And I think the fact that she sort of nominated herself for both will be a big help in proving that.
Yeah, and like as you said right at the start when we started discussing this, that's not something you often see from any politician.
If it was someone
in the opposition,
look, and I'm not just saying this because I do think there are a lot of Labour MPs.
No, we
Labour
bash
MPs that would be the same
at the moment,
but.
So.
I say this because Johnson's cabinet is the worst I've ever seen for it's not even corruption, it's unashamed corruption.
Hawaz got done for not paying millions in tax as well. It wasn't even just 40 grand, it was fucking millions.
And I think if it was anyone in Johnson's cabinet and the ethics committee was involved, the ethics committee would have to be calling them in for question, going, why haven't you gone to HMRC yet? And they've gone, well, I don't believe, there's an investigation going on and I don't believe that I should be, and it's like, don't know,
You fucked up.
Yeah.
But then we know from the Tories, like, if you look back at...
Johnson's was just
like
the worst.
Fucking Priti Patel. She got forcibly removed from her position as Home Secretary for sending shit she shouldn't have.
To Iran, wasn't it? Not having meetings with Iran.
And then like a week later, Rishi Sunak is in charge and it's like, come on back. It's all good. So, yeah, the difference in standards is completely different. And I think Keir Starmer was right to back her as well.
Yeah, agreed.
So, yeah.
Shall we stick with the politics then?
Let's do it.
Play the Nigel Farage thing, and then there's something I want to talk to you about around this whole...
Okay.
So do we need the context? So if basically
you sent it to me on Twitter, didn't you? That's where
I tagged you in it, yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine.
So Farage, they were having, I believe it was a session about safety for women and girls. No? I might be exaggerating that point.
No, it's Nigel Farage and others testify on Europe's approach to speech and innovation and impact on US.
No, but in Parliament, because he was meant to be giving a speech at a MAGA rally, basically.
Oh, right.
He turned up late, so he didn't appear, but he was missing some very important, all the things that he bangs on. I can't remember which one it is. In my head, it's safety against women and girls, but it could be... You know, one of the dog whistles that he blows, and he's got a few different dog whistles.
Oh yeah, because they're concerned about immigrants raping and
so there was
everything our women.
There was a session taking place in Parliament to discuss one of the things that he's dog whistling, like related to one of his dog whistles. He wasn't there because he was over in America doing a MAGA rally.
Yeah, he's
and the reason he was going over there
is
is because he was part of a consultancy, because they were saying the UK has no free speech, and here's our UK experts come in and tell us all about it.
Yeah.
So there's this patriot, this great patriot going off and getting paid thousands of dollars to slag off the country.
Yeah. Here's that clip. I might have to slightly rewind it because Twitter does that annoying thing as soon as you open it.
Yeah,
it starts
halfway through.
Labour Party, which bans
Here we go.
protectors of free speech, but they only want to protect speech they agree with. In the UK, Mr. Farage is openly promoting the abolition of the Human Rights Act of 1998 to be replaced with a British Bill of Rights that limits the right of free speech to British citizens and legally sanctioned residents. He complains that racist threats against immigrants are not protected free speech, while he proposes to strip migrants, tourists, and perhaps even visiting American congresspeople of any free speech rights at all. I had my own close encounter with that when Mr. Farage and his team presented for more than an hour in a conversation we had about free speech. And after 3 minutes of talking, he cut me off and terminated the meeting because he didn't like what I was saying. That's the kind of free speech he's committed to. There is a free speech crisis in America today, but there's no free speech crisis in Britain. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has not shut down GB News, where Mr. Farage has his own show, just because Mr. Farage has used his airtime to call for banning peaceful protests that he disagrees with. No one has stopped him from going on Russian TV 17 times and saying also and repeating that the one world political leader he most admired was Vladimir Putin, even though Vladimir Putin is a war criminal and a dictator who has regularly interfered in other countries' democratic elections. No one has stopped Mr. Farage from parroting Putin's absurd talking points, like when Farage claimed that NATO, the US, and Britain provoked this war in Ukraine. For a man who fashions himself as some kind of a free speech martyr, Mr. Farage seems most at home with the autocrats and dictators of the world who are crushing freedom on earth. Mr. Farage wants to get rid of the Online Safety Act in his country, a law shepherded by the Conservative Party and implemented by the Labour Party, which bans child pornography online, protects children from harmful content, forbids non-consensual pornography and other unlawful content. He should go and advance the positions he's taking here in Congress today in Parliament, which is meeting today, if he's serious about it. To the people of UK who think this Putin-loving free speech imposter and Trump sycophant will protect freedom in your country, come on over to America and see what Trump and MAGA are doing to destroy our freedom, kidnap college students off the street, ban books from our libraries, militarize our police and unleash them against our communities, take over our universities, wreck our professional civil service, and turn the government into a money-making machine for Trump and his family. You might think twice before you let Mr. Farage make Britain great again. I yield back.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and also he got rightly ambushed as well, Farage. So literally like an hour before this. So that's Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin.
Okay.
Raskin. Democrat. He's quite a prominent Democrat. So he's a former attorney. He looks like he's
knows his
not
shit.
Now, but maybe in the next few years he could be a
presidential candidate,
a serious figure in the party. And you can see why he's speaking power to truth.
Yeah. Speaking truth to power.
What did I say?
Power to truth.
Yeah, same thing. Right. And like an hour ago before this, he was literally about the whole free speech, Farage free speech. New World, a publication, put out a statement saying that very day, their reporter, James Ball, had been denied access to the Reform conference.
Of course.
And like a day before that, there was a Reform councillor.
They don't let Joe politics in either.
And there was a Reform Anomi Olufewu.
Politics, Joe.
Is it Femi Olufewu?
Yeah,
sorry,
I know
I've got his name asked about face. I like Femi. But there's a Nottinghamshire councillor as well, reform councillor, who's banned the Nottingham Post, like the local, from speaking to anyone in their party, anyone in their thing.
They're probably telling the truth
because
about what's going on.
We've said before during the election cycle, everyone goes into the local papers thinking they're going to get an easy ride, or the local radio stations, and they're the ones that fucking get them the hardest.
Yeah.
So yeah, free speech.
Well,
free speech.
There's a very famous interview of Nigel Farage with James O'Brien, where literally, when things start getting heated, Farage's people come into the room and are telling him, no, the interview's over, and Farage continues it for a bit, and then when it's clear that he's not getting anywhere, he does just they end the interview and it ends. It went viral years and years ago. It was a long time ago, and I don't think Farage has ever appeared anywhere near James O'Brien since. But yeah, look, that's Farage's game. He will avoid difficult questions, or even if he does get asked a difficult question, he's just going to waffle nonsense.
And also, he's a charlatan. So I always knew that he had I've known for a while that he has a German passport. I didn't realise until I read. I'm gonna shock you with this, right? So I read an article, an old article by the Times. Nigel Farage has a German passport, which he applied for the day after the Brexit referendum.
Oh, you cunt!
The day after.
How's that not being shouted from the rooftops?
Because these people don't care. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And his kids have German passports.
Well, yeah, they're half German. But what fucking claim to a German passport does it? Oh, he's got a German missus, hasn't he?
But he applied for it the day after the referendum. The timing of it is laughable.
He doesn't want to lose freedom.
Because he's a charlatan.
Yeah, because
he wants us to punish.
It's one rule for
not for him.
them and one rule for him.
Like I said, he wants to take away all of our rights so that all of his mates can charge us. Can give us no. That's the thing. He takes us out of the European Court of Human Rights. It's not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna get back control of our borders. No, you're gonna lose holiday pay, sick pay. They're gonna find a way they won't be able to remove the minimum wage, but I bet they find a loophole so that countries can offer you contracts that pay considerably less than the minimum wage. You're gonna lose maternity pay, paternity pay, everything. Forget about it. It's gone.
All the things that we already feel like aren't enough as it is, they won't even be there.
It's gone. And when you're sick because you've been worked to the bone because you've not had a day off in 3 years, and you go, I'm going to go and get an appointment, they're going to turn around and charge you $5,000 for the privilege because he's fucking privatised the NHS. Like, this man is a fucking charlatan. He's not working in your favour in one iota.
As you said right at the beginning, for someone who's allegedly so fucking concerned about women being sexually assaulted in this country, not by white men, which is 88% of the perpetrators from the last things I saw, it's the foreigners that are coming into the country, wasn't even at a debate in Parliament about that very issue. Instead, he chose to be in America to do a speech and to get bollocked by the Senate.
Yeah, it's the whole... He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the fact that he conned us with Brexit, and now he's back again, conning us all again, I can't get my head around it. I don't know what people see in him.
And it's working.
He's not on your side.
It's working.
He's not on your side.
To the point that, and one of the things you wanted to talk about this week while we're talking about Farage is the rise of these displays of
the flag shaggers,
patriotism. Yeah,
the flag shaggers,
yeah.
And there's one near us. So when we drive through, it's funny because there's like a bunch in Wallington High Street.
There's loads in Sutton,
which is like Union flags. Do you know fun little facts because we are educational? Obviously, we know.
Is this about the St George's Cross?
No, well, we know it's the Union Jack when it's at sea and the flag when it's at land.
What?
That's a thing. It's just the naval.
So when it's on a boat at sea,
Union Jack.
It's the Union Jack.
When it's here, it's a Union flag. If you just sit hanging around.
Right, fair enough.
But do you know why it's the Jack, Union Jack?
No.
Where it gets its name from?
Go on.
So there's huge Protestant reformations in the 16th century with Henry VIII starting the Church of England and all that stuff we know.
He wanted to get a divorce.
And then Mary comes in and she's Catholic and she decides to completely undo everything. Bloody Mary, and then Elizabeth comes in and undoes everything.
Who is considered the greatest monarch in the history of the UK.
So we now, don't let Charles hear you saying that.
I mean, he's not. When was the last time you saw him? I think he's dying, by the way.
What, Charlie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair. So anyway, so they bring it in, they write it in that it has to be a Protestant monarch that takes the throne. It can only be a Protestant. No Catholics on the throne.
Was that's what Henry VIII did?
That's at the end of Elizabeth.
Oh right,
reign.
okay.
So only.
So she wasn't C of E.
No, Elizabeth was.
Right.
And they were like, right, we're not having that Mary shit again. So when Elizabeth dies, we're not going. There's no Catholics. We're not swapping back.
Right.
So we're not going through all the drama.
Isn't the C of E? I'm asking because I'm not as familiar with these things. Isn't the C of E essentially an offshoot of the Catholic Church?
No, the C of E's got nothing to the Catholic
No, but
Church
it's a
answers
form
to the
of
Pope.
Christianity.
It's Christianity,
But so that's what I mean. It's,
but they
it's an
don't.
offshoot.
They don't want nothing to do with the Pope.
So
they don't do. One of the other big differences is.
But if she was C of E, why did they then? Oh, okay? So no more Protestant monarchs afterwards.
No more Catholic monarchs.
Right, but what about C of E?
C of E is Protestant.
Is it?
Yes.
So what's the difference?
Catholics, it's all in Latin. They answer to the Pope.
Right.
It's priests. It's all that stuff.
So what do the Protestants do?
Protestants, they answer to God. It goes rather than God, Pope, everyone else. It goes God, King. So the king is in charge
so they're
of the.
Really into the monarchy.
The king is in charge of the church.
Divine
officially.
right and all that.
Yeah. And so the services aren't in Latin. They're in whatever language is local to you.
But the C of E is considered Protestant.
It's Protestant.
Oh, of course, because the Pope wouldn't grant Henry
a
divorce. He was like, fuck it, I'll make myself the head of the church. Right, okay, I'm with you now. So Protestants started with the Church of England and...
Well, it actually started in the 1400s in Germany, but whatever.
Fair
I'm not going to get into that. There was also movements in Czechia
this is now,
and Poland.
Crossing history.
Yeah, there was movements all over the place. But obviously we've gone Catholic to Protestant. There's a bit of a changeover there.
We're killing a lot of people.
Then Mary comes in and she undoes it.
Oliver
so we
Cromwell
kill all the.
in there somewhere.
Yeah, Oliver Cromwell was a Protestant,
people.
but he was officially you couldn't be because the country was Catholic. So when it became an opportunity, there were a few little Protestants in Henry's inner circle.
Cool. Sorry, anyway, I keep taking us all over the place.
So he then turns around. So then they're like, look.
So we're post Elizabeth.
We go right. When Henry came in, there was a bit of a violent turnover
and
going
Henry's
from
post
Catholic.
Elizabeth, right?
Henry's pre-Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn.
Right. Okay.
So.
We're talking about Henry VIII. Cool.
So anyway, so Henry comes in. There's a little bit of changeover with the churches.
Yeah.
Mary comes in, undoes it all. It's violent.
Yeah.
Elizabeth comes in.
Yeah.
Elizabeth comes in, turns it back to Protestant. So again, there's a little bit of clash. They're like, right, we're not having this every time we change monarchs.
It has to be Protestant.
So we're only going Protestant.
Cool.
So the only person they could go to was James in Scotland. So James VI of Scotland.
Yeah, James Stewart.
Becomes James Stewart.
And he was the daughter of Mary Queen of Scots.
So James the First. He becomes James the First of England and Scotland.
He was the first Scottish person on the throne.
Yeah, so in doing that, he's got the title of England and Scotland.
Yeah.
So it's the Act of the Union. Those two countries join together to celebrate this. He commissions a flag mixing the English flag and the Scottish flag, and the Latin for James is Jacobus.
Right. Okay.
So the Union Jack is really the Union James, but in Latin version it's Union Jack for Jacobus.
Okay, that's interesting. Sorry, I dragged that out far longer than
I think it's fun and educational.
I'm always fascinated by history. I know that's not medieval history, but it's not far off it for me. Do you know what I mean? So I there was a really good show I watched not that long ago called Discovery of Witches.
Okay.
And they go back to the Elizabethan period in for a period of it, and it's actually I just enjoyed it.
Fascinating.
So I'm into it.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But when I'm going down the street...
We should do a history episode at some point.
I'd be so into it. When you're going down the street, I think it looks like... It makes me think of Jubilee or Olympics, because that's when the Union flag comes out. It's like this huge, big... But the George's flag, yeah, man, it kind of only really comes out if it's
for
like
England.
A tournament or racism.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like... It's there to intimidate non-English people, for want of a better term, non-natives.
Yeah, that's
why it's there for a lot of people.
My sister asked me yesterday how I felt about what was going on recently, and I said to her, because I heard Zach Balansky talk about it, and I really liked what he said. He was like, I have no issue with St. George's Cross, because most of the time we use it like when the Lionesses are winning tournaments or the men are not winning tournaments. But he was like, but when it's being used like this to intimidate people that are coming to this country for safe haven and to build a better life, I'm not okay with it. And I think that's where I fall down.
Also really irks me the way that, because like you need a cherry picker to get all the way to the top of the lamppost, so the ladders that these people are using will only take them halfway up, so it looks like they're all flying at half mast. And I've just got to give one of these.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Who died?
Because when asked who died, why they were at half mast, the response has been, the country died.
Do you know what really made me laugh was that St. George is Palestinian. I found that out.
Well, he's Syrian, yeah. George is, I'm pretty sure he's from Syria.
Everything else said he was Palestinian.
Yeah.
So I was like, so literally,
He's a Middle Eastern anyway,
the guy
yeah.
who that represents, you hate those people.
Yeah.
But you're using that. That's the irony of these things and how you know it's none of it makes sense and none of it's isn't based on logic. It's emotion. It's fury. It's it's a mile wide and an inch deep. It's that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything.
And I saw someone else say, because when they do all the dress up as the knights and whatever,
mm-hmm.
and they paint it, and they were like, "You've literally painted on your face the cross of a Syrian man, or a Middle Eastern man, whilst wearing the costume from it's like the second or third crusade, that period." I saw a historian talking about it, and they said, and the funny thing about that period is, for large parts of that period, we had a French king who didn't speak much English. So what really are you representing here? Do you actually understand
what this means?
Well, it's just pure racism,
and it allows them to hide behind but I'm just being patriotic. Do you know what I mean? This is
a
symbol
of
our
right?
nation. How can you dare say it's racist?
For me, and if you wanted to be truly patriotic, if you went, I care about this country, I care about my community and my people, right? Take all that time and effort you're putting into painting a fucking roundabout, and we'll get onto the fucking roundabouts.
I saw one of those yesterday.
Go and volunteer at the old folks' home, because they're the ones you care about, right? Our old people who are being forgotten. Go and pull some weeds and plant some flowers and make your community look nice. Pick up some litter.
Or if you're worried about the safety
rubbish.
of women, how about you volunteer to go and be bodyguards in the local area on nights out to make sure girls get into cabs safely and get home
I'm not
safely?
sure I want to go down that route, especially considering a lot of these people are on registers for sex crimes.
My point is, if they actually gave a shit, they'd be doing something constructive to actually try and help the problem rather than attack people that are no more likely than me or you.
There's loads of
to commit
charities that are committed to local issues.
Mm-hmm.
Don't volunteer your time for them.
I remember walking out of a club in the evening, or walking between clubs in Croydon, and there'd be people handing out these stoppers for your drinks or for your straw that stop people being able to spike your drink. And it was like, that's a genuinely helpful thing. I mean, it's desperately sad you need to do that.
But it's helpful. It's actually helpful.
I remember saying to one of them, like, I don't think I'm the target for these things. I think I'll probably be all right. But yeah, look, these people are just thugs that are desperate for an opportunity to do violence and
I've seen
people.
I've seen a few different instances. So I saw the Chinese takeaway. I can't remember where it was.
I didn't see what they wrote on it. I saw it being clean.
Just a load of shit, tons of England flags and England's for English and all this phrases like that on it.
But you still like a Chinese on a Friday night though.
And then a local. And that's the thing, like, we're talking about, the small boats, that's what's all these people coming in being put up in hotels, that's what we're protecting. Fucking Chinese restaurant, what they got to do with anything?
They're not from the Middle East.
What are they serving your girls? Undercooked fucking prawn toast or something? Like, how are they harming your women?
Undercooked chicken balls are a problem, Jake, and I won't hear you belittle it.
I agree, but what?
There's nothing worse than when you've ordered chicken balls from a Chinese and they're a bit pink in the middle because you lose faith in all of them.
Just, but what was nice was that, one of the local cleaning companies, just free of charge, said we're going to come and clean it up, and they did.
And a funny outcome of that, do you know that Big Dave, the takeaway taster?
Is he the
really big fat bald guy that just tastes food
and loves everything?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
He like retweeted it being clean, saying I'm going to come and do a taste test from your restaurant. And everyone was loving it, going, yeah. And the thing is, that's actually a positive thing to do because it will probably get them more business him doing that. But yeah, no, it's sad.
And they hang up. There's one as well that I really like. It's almost as if they just ran out of zip ties or something. Cause there's one on a local Sainsbury's, and it's just literally tied onto a drain. Like, sort it out.
On like those white and yellow things you have in the middle of the road. I don't know what they're actually called, but like sometimes you have
the crossings.
There's sometimes in other places as well where maybe like the width is like sort of there.
Yeah, they're just bollards of some description.
Yeah, and they've even done it onto those.
That's just like Unjust Stop Oil have been tweeting about it like a bit as well, because they were like, so actually painting things is not the issue, it's what you paint on them. So if we'd have gone around painting St George's crosses, no one would have had an issue with anything we did.
Of course they would have.
No, I know.
I know. They're being satirical.
They're
being satirical, I But in truth, it's really frightening at the moment. Like
the rise of the emboldenment of racism,
and it's only going to go further. I mean, there was that poor, I think she was from Singapore, NHS nurse. She's now going to leave the country because she got attacked by an old couple in a park for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, and
because she was foreign.
I've seen also these. We're just protecting and being patriotic and whatever. So there was one group who were putting up a flag. And an Asian woman walked past, and they started calling her words I'm not going to repeat. There was another chap who went over to talk to them, and say,
was it that young lad? And they ended up chasing him off and calling him a pedo
because he was basically asking like, "Why are you?" And he sort of challenged them on it. He's like, "Is this really patriotic?" He's like, "Is it? In what way is painting a flag on a roundabout protecting?" He sort of did directly challenge him on it. And then he said, my views are different. And they ended up saying you're a fucking paedophile and chasing him away and like trying to intimidate him.
On a really basic level, if you're trying to make sure people are safe from these immigrants, is making them feel angry and intimidated the best way to go about that? Are they more likely to act out because you make them feel unwelcome rather than if you made them feel welcome?
Yeah.
And this sort of felt slightly emboldened, and I actually really like this person, so I don't want us to necessarily overly criticise them, but Ryland Clark got a lot of coverage for what he said about immigration and the way they're being treated. All of it's been fact-checked since, and he was inaccurate about all of it. But what concerned me about it more than anything, and what I didn't hear from him, and it's why I feel slightly different about it from him, was hatred or bile or or racism. I saw ignorance and being
I saw
ill-informed.
Racism.
Did you?
I got racism.
Okay, fair enough. I felt so. Maybe it's because I like him and I feel sympathetic towards him that I don't want to believe. But like most people I spoke to about it was like, but I don't disagree with him. Do you know what I mean? And that therein lies the problem, because what it means is, whether you're within the media or out, it's working. And on a lot of people, and on reasonable people, some of the people that have said to me, I agree with it, I wouldn't have thought they would agree with it. But I think because he said, and it's the danger of it, he said it so reasonably and calmly and he wasn't angry.
Why do you think it's happening now? Because immigration has always been a hot topic. We saw a spike after Brexit. Do you think it's just that we're living in the lowest standard of living
that we've seen in our lifetime? Yeah, I think that's a massive part in it. And I think the only message people are being told that it's the immigration that's the problem. They're taking all the resources, and they are taking some resources. That's a fair observation, but it's not the most resources, and it's certainly not the problems. Like the fundamental issues in this country, whether they're the cost of living crisis or even the immigration crisis itself, aren't actually being caused by the immigrants. It's being caused by underlying issues that aren't being addressed, whether it's the fact there's a massive wealth disparity in this country and that the people at the top are being allowed, and massive corporations are being allowed to hide money offshores or just build more and more wealth. So it means that there isn't, the trickle down economics doesn't exist. It doesn't work. And because of that, people are so fucking desperate that they're vulnerable to this message. And Farage is everywhere. He's on every channel. He's on every show. Everyone talks about him like we're talking about him now. Do you know what I mean?
Like we said, this is Farage, who immediately after Brexit got himself a German passport because he didn't want to lose out on...
He doesn't give a flying fuck about any of the actual issues that are affecting people.
And one of the biggest names in those media circles is Isabella Oakeshott, who's telling us about all this and giving TV interviews from Dubai as a fucking...
Next to Richard Tice, who's also in
Dubai.
And what's hilarious, and this shows how engaged the people that follow Farage are.
And sorry, can I just say, are they learning Arabic?
Are they
covering up completely when they go? You know, are they adapting to the culture? Are they assimilating to the culture and respecting the culture? Because if you go somewhere and move there, you have to respect the culture. You have to be a part of the culture.
No. The truth is, we have to respect our culture because our culture is superior to everyone else's.
Because we're white.
And I think, on a really fundamental level, part of that comes from the education we get when we're younger, when we're told this beautiful story about old Britannia that ruled the world and say, like, Winston Churchill saved us from fascism and dictatorship and the Nazis. And we're not given any of the other context of what we did to the rest of the world. And by the way, all the nice things you like looking at in this country don't originate from here. We stole them.
We essentially started the slave trade.
Yeah.
Good for us.
Technically, it was the Portuguese.
No,
technically, because it started with Christopher Columbus. That was the origin.
I'm not saying we started
but we were
it,
a
but
very large part of it. And then, again, we tell a beautiful side of that. We were the first to get rid of it. It's like we were the first to fucking adopt it as well. Like everything we live within and all the niceties of our country come from very dark things. And I think by not being honest about that, people like these flag shaggers are able to go out and go, no, we're just fucking fantastic and everyone should love it. No, that's not the truth. But it means we don't, because we've never had honest conversations about our country, it's very difficult to have honest conversations now. So
generational, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got to start.
And it's one of the things I'm quite happy about at the moment is the fact someone like Zach Polanski's just become leader of the Greens. And when I listen to him talk, he is being honest. Brexit's a mistake. Like all the things a politician with their head screwed on correctly and not concerned about pandering to the flag shaggers, just being honest about what's going on in the country.
This is the other thing as well. Keir Starmer turned around and said, I'm
sat in front of Union Jacks all
I love
day,
the Union Jack. I love the St George's Cross. I've always got it out.
I'm always dunking my custard creams in front of a Union Jack.
Like, first of all, Keir, great, have the St George's Cross, but you're the Prime Minister of 4 nations.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have the Union Cross, you've also got to have
the
Welsh
Scottish
flag,
one's called.
the Scottish flag, and
do they have names other than
probably,
the Welsh or Scottish
I don't know.
flag?
But then you've got to have the
that
Irish
says a lot.
one
We
with
don't
the
know.
Ulster hand with the hand of Ulster in it. You've got to have all of those.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not really patriotic, are you? You're just quite racist to the other ones.
Yeah, but again,
But again, he's pandering to these people. I know.
Was it Yvette Cooper who was doing it as well? Like basically, her house is covered.
If you go back, maybe like a 6 months or a year, and listen to the old episodes, or maybe you just got really good memory and you're a regular listener.
You've listened to it multiple times.
I've said a long time ago, I can't understand why Keir Starmer is pandering to people who will never vote to him, because all he's doing is alienating the people that will and that have. I don't get it.
The only thing I can think of is that because he's so far detached from everyday life, that he sees the noise out there and the coverage from the media and thinks that's what the mood is, and so that's why he's pandering to it.
Yeah.
That's
probably
the only thing I can think of. But
if I was in
he can't have all idiots around him.
Look,
do you know what I mean?
I probably know nothing. But if I was an advisor in number 10, I would absolutely be sitting him down and saying, don't pander to these people because they're not going to vote for you. They never have, and they never will. They will look at you, and even if you go, I love the flag, I've always got flags on, they're going to go, that man is talking rubbish. He hasn't really got a flag. If he really cared, he'd stop the boats. Like, they're just never going to vote for you. And all that's going to happen is all the people that have voted for you are looking at you going, he's gone too far right. I'm not voting for him again.
I can't believe in anything you say.
So forget the people that are never going to vote for you. Focus on the ones that will and the ones that might.
Yeah.
If you're going to pander to anyone, or just don't pander to anyone, have a fucking backbone and do what you think is best for the country.
And again, to bring him up again, Zach Polanski, I was listening to an interview of him today, and he was like, look, I'm not here to judge anyone for believing the bile that Farage comes out with. I blame Farage. He said Farage is out there telling a very specific story and doing it over and over and over again on every platform he can. He said, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there and tell the truth and a better narrative and what we actually need to do. Rather than trying to convince them they're wrong, I'm just going to hope that it convinces enough people to believe the actual reality. And if you can give them the real stories of because he said there's so many amazing stories across this country of what immigrants and migrants have come here and achieved and what they've done, is that I want to tell those stories rather than focusing on the stuff Nigel Farage does. And I think that's probably the only way you can combat it, is by just going out there and trying to tell a different narrative.
Yeah. But
and it probably won't work. That's the thing. I was sitting there listening to it going, it probably still won't work.
No, because the best you can hope for, in my opinion, is the, what's the phrasing of it? The, oh, not you, the others. You go, look at this amazing immigrant story. They go, oh, yeah, no, well, they're all right.
Yeah.
Not going to make them change their mind on any
others.
But
as we've said before, it might change enough people's minds.
Yeah, but I think we both think it won't.
I said to Leanne the other day, I'm fucking terrified about what's going to happen, to be honest, because I didn't think it would ramp up.
And that's the thing, right? Am I'm more scared to live next to someone or have people in my community. Like if I forget, let's just take the whole street.
Yeah.
If the whole street I lived in was suddenly occupied tomorrow by
Flag
immigrants, well, by immigrants, from people particularly from Middle Eastern and Asian communities, I wouldn't be that bothered.
No.
I wouldn't, I'd probably go, oh, why has everyone moved out? But obviously in this theoretical situation, but if it was taken over by people who bought the shit that Farage is pumping and they're all reformed, I'd be terrified. Also, because statistically, there's far more likely, particularly, okay, maybe not of reform, I'm being very harsh on reform, but in terms of Tommy Robinson fans, and there's a big crossover there.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Robinson fans, statistically, they are far more likely to be a danger to girls and women.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
doing, agree.
To quote James O'Brien, that's just counting. Yeah. That's just doing the maths.
It's not opinion,
okay?
That's just numbers.
Counting. Okay, there are several members who have been prominent figures in organisations that Tommy Robinson's been a part of that have had convictions for sexual assaults, rapes, child pornography. Like, again, this is just counting.
Yeah.
So if I have people living around me that are all flag shagging because they're caught up in this, not even caught up in the hype, because there are a lot of people that are getting caught up in the hype, but that are just core, proper, Farage is talking the truth, and Tommy, I'd be far more terrified, and I'd be far, if I had daughters, I'd be far more inclined to say, you're not going anywhere, you're staying in and I'm giving you safe, than if there was a load of other immigrant families. It'd be like, okay, yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
Come back and tell me how we can swear in Tamil or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Like, I do live down a road where we're surrounded by families from all over the world. So I completely agree. I feel just as comfortable with these guys as...
I live 2 upmarket. It's mostly white area.
I can believe it. To be fair, it's a gated community, so it's limited to who can be there.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Whites only. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, man, like, I'd be more terrified of that than anything else.
Yeah.
Just that's facts. Facts. Also, yeah, the whole thing of, do you know who I really trust as a patriot?
Go for it.
Someone who's marching, because that was one of the reasons that Sutton was so popular, because they were playing German marching music as they were walking down the street to put up the flags, dressed in balaclavas. Because do you know who I really think is a patriot? A guy in a balaclava, marching to a German.
Do you think that's them being like, well, they think we're Nazis, so we'll behave like them? Like,
don't know.
And the thing is, where does this end up? Because I think I know where it ends up. I think we're going to see actual hotels being burnt down and people being killed.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be the Southport riots, but we're not, worse.
Yeah, I don't think we're that far off of that. And the problem is,
we're not.
When you have Keir Starmer and I think it was Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary,
who aren't shutting it down, but they're
going, oh yeah, well, like Yvette Cooper, the description she gave of her home was that every surface has a flag on it, essentially, external and internal, and it's just like, it's not even just pandering. You're validating that behaviour instead of doing what someone, again, I hate just saying the same names, but Zach Polanski being like, I'm cool with it when we're supporting the country and when we're talking about sports and things like that, but if you're using it to intimidate people, that's not okay. And to not have the leader of our nation say that, which isn't a controversial thing to say,
but it's not helping the situation contextually. It's not helping. It's pouring a little bit of gasoline on the flame. It's putting a little bit of
but I think in this situation you have to condemn that behaviour.
That's what I mean by not.
You can't pacify
by not condemning it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we know plenty of people.
And they're idiots as well. Someone painted the fucking Danish flag on a roundabout. People have been wearing Georgian flags.
Yes, I saw that, and the bloke was like, yeah, it's one for each. He started making shit up. He was like, each cross, the mini ones, is for another nation. I was like, and in my head, I was like, I'm sure that's the Georgia flag that he's got right there.
I'm going to talk to you very briefly about another political figure before we move on. There's 2 more topics I'd like to discuss.
Do it.
1, so why are the right all going to Farage? Well, probably because the Conservatives aren't offering much more, given Kemi Badenoch's latest blunder. Oh, have you seen this? The Stanford claim?
I saw Keir Starmer had a dig at her about it, but I don't know.
So she claimed in an interview that she was offered a scholarship. I can't remember what it was for.
But to
at Stanford
yeah.
University. And Stanford University came out and said...
It's one of the Ivy Leagues, isn't it?
It's one of the Ivy Leaguers. So they came out and said, we actually don't offer that particular scholarship to international students, and we don't offer it for that particular course that she's claiming. So they've, on every count, they've shut her down. So that's why Keir Starmer said, I trust her as much as her claims that she was offered a place at Stanford.
In this world that we live in, where, like, I don't know, information is just at your fingertips, and
why would you lie like that?
Why?
It's like on football with VAR now. Why would you punch someone when the ref's not looking? Because you know the cameras are going to catch it.
What did she think that was going to achieve?
But honestly, the fact that they turned around, maybe because it was historic and no one, they go, I don't know that we've changed hands. The administrators have changed hands so many times.
They know
but they literally turned around and said, we don't offer that type of scholarship to international students or for that course. So that definitely didn't happen.
That doesn't shock me.
It's good though, isn't it? It's another classic Kemi.
She can't last much longer. What worries me though, the only reason I want her to stay in charge is because we'll end up with Robert Jenrick, I think.
Yeah.
As the opposition leader, which just means you will just... And I think he'll go further than Farage. That's I think he will absolutely go full right wing. Like, we need to have the next thing I'm waiting to hear for is that we need to have a special task force that deals with these people and rounds them up.
It'll come.
You know,
it'll come, and they should be given special powers.
Yeah.
That no other police.
They might need to carry guns. Do you know what I mean? And
I'm just gonna. So I want to end on something a bit lighter, but I do just want to take an opportunity at some point in the episode to talk about the story of Dena.
Who?
Dena Collins.
Okay.
Friend of Steph's, Palace fan.
Yeah. I'm aware of this person because
I'm just going to tell you the story, and then I'm going to ask you to sign the petition, which I'll remember to tweet. It's doing decent numbers.
I already have signed.
So basically, in 2023, in January, she was having real leg pain. So she'd been to the doctors, and it got so bad. So the doctors said, "Oh, we think it's." I can't remember what they said it was, but they said, I think it's like a muscle strain, so do some exercise. So she went swimming. We actually think that's what they said. It was a blood clot, and we think that's what dislodged the blood clot. She went to the hospital, A&E, with serious pain. They basically dismissed her, sent her home, even though someone said it might be a blood clot, because she'd already done the research and stuff, and she's got it in writing. She's texted her family and said, oh, they think it might be a blood clot. So if they'd literally, it might have been too late at that point, but if they'd just given her some blood thinners, it might have been a different story. But the fact is, what comes next is the truly bad part. So she goes home, she starts to feel a little bit better because the blood clot's now dislodged, but unfortunately it's making her way up higher. She collapsed and died the next morning because they sent her home that day. They said, come back tomorrow, and we'll book you in for a scan, come back tomorrow. They sent her home. She woke up that morning, collapsed, died. Her dad ended up giving her CPR on the floor of the living room.
Position any father wants to be in.
Took her to the hospital. And the dignity with which she was treated, or rather the lack of dignity with which she was treated. So they essentially said that she was in like a store cupboard because, a couple of doctors and nurses, while they were grieving, kept coming in and taking things from the shelves in the room.
Sure.
Because of what had happened, they couldn't disconnect any of the tubes or anything. They couldn't take anything out because they were like, something's gone wrong.
So we need to know.
We need to do an inquiry. They basically admitted fault really early doors. So you'd think that was that. So there was a medical inquiry set. It's been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. They're now saying that it's not going to be. It's going to be 2026, 3 years after she's died, and we don't even know when in 2026.
Yeah.
I truly believe
it won't be seen in 2026.
And when they were tweeting about it and doing stories about it, there were so many other people. It was a hospital in Lewisham, and there were so many other people that were saying they had similar experiences at that particular hospital. I think what's happened is they've gone, look, we fucked up. And when they've done their little inquiry,
they've seen there's a pattern.
They've seen it so much worse, and they're like, we can't let this get out. So they're trying to cover up as much as they can before, because it will inevitably come out. So they want to cover their asses as much as they do. I'm speculating there. I don't know that that's what's going to happen.
And the reason they push it down the line is because the more distance there is, the more difficult it is to prove it, and the more evidence might disappear, and people might forget.
But the fact is, so I watched an interview on the news a couple of days ago because they've started this petition to try and bring forward the inquiry and actually get justice. So they can't even cancel her passports because they don't have a death certificate, because until the inquiry's done,
mental.
they can't put a proper cause of death on the death certificate. They can't issue a death certificate. So for all legal purposes, she's still alive.
So there's no closure.
2.5 years on, and it's going to be 3 years at least. So yeah, it's really hard to get that. They said they had like a polling card through for her. Don't I mean like?
And it just brings it back every time.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and they can't move on because they've not had justice for it. And to be honest, there isn't a justice for her death. No,
there isn't. Like she was.
The only thing they can have is at least some accountability for what's happened. And
I likened it a bit to Grenfell, in the sense that even though she might have known what you trust when you go to the hospital, you trust the doctors. When the Grenfell people were on the phone to the emergency services, they trusted what they were saying.
Yeah.
So when everyone's saying, "Why didn't you just leave?" Right, because you trust. Yeah, it's a really horrible situation. So I'm going to tweet that from our account. I'm going to put the link. Please sign the petition.
Send me the link over and I'll put it in the description of the episode.
And I appreciate that. So I just wanted to touch on that because it's a big thing, and I wanted to take this platform to kind of
I'm more than happy with that. When I saw
28.
When I saw you posted it, I looked at it and I was like, oh no shit, and I signed it immediately. But yeah, I hope her family get the answers and get justice and get some accountability from them.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But sadly, I don't have a lot of faith.
No,
that they will.
But they can't at the moment. They can't even get the closure.
No, they can't move on from it. They can't live their lives. They're stuck in limbo, waiting for answers. And yeah. And to be honest with you, I always think in these situations, if a mistake has happened, as we were just discussing with the Angela Rayner thing, admit it, fix it, and then people can move on. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's the same for this. This poor girl's lost her life. Nothing can bring her back, but her parents can be given closure and an opportunity to move on. And dragging it out for 3 years is disgusting.
It's horrendous.
And like I said, it wouldn't shock me if come 2026 you tell me they've hit it back to 2027. Do you know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't either at this point.
But I hope for their sake that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, big time. Now I'm going to...
And massive condolences to her family. Would it be inappropriate to do, you know what?
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
I think she'd have laughed.
Yeah.
Right, so... Just going to end on something here.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, the series.
I know what you're going to talk about.
I think so. So first of all... They've just used the same designs, costume designs, character designs.
Christopher Columbus had a dig, didn't he? And for those who aren't in the know, Christopher Columbus, I believe, was the director for the first 2 movies.
Yeah. And he said, so I saw as well, when he was talking about the series, he talked about Peeves and why they cut him. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I didn't.
Because he said Peeves was like one of his favourite characters, and he was like absolutely obsessed with
someone
getting
played
it right.
it, didn't
Rick
they?
Mao.
That's it.
So Rick Mao did it, and he said the reading, because he said the way they were doing Peeves was as a CGI character. So they were like, Rick Mao nailed it. We couldn't have been proud.
It just didn't.
Every time we put the design together, it just didn't look good and it didn't fit. So like with the ghosts and stuff, it's pretty easy. It's an easier CGI to do, and it seamlessly fits. But
and to be fair, I feel like after the second film, the ghosts, apart from in the final film, because one of them plays a massive part in the storyline, they are basically non-existent, aren't they?
But okay, well, let's get into the one I want to talk about. The fact that they have announced the casting of Professor Flitwick.
Will you believe who it is, folks?
Apparently, there's only one short actor in the UK.
Yeah.
Because it's
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis.
And look, by the way, we're not having a go at Warwick Davis here. He's a fantastic actor.
No, but on behalf of other short actors, it's like, there are other fucking actors.
There must be. He can't be the only one.
No, and there aren't, like... They even make a joke of it when he do his Life's Too Short thing. And
even just get Peter Dinklage in. Do you know what I mean?
So many. There's so, like, honestly, I mean, there aren't so many famous ones.
Yeah.
But come on, man.
There must be.
You're not, there's lots of people that have been cast in this series that aren't big names, that are just relatively new. So, like, why would you cast it? What do you make of it? Oh, sorry, what do I know? Go on.
That Peter Dinklage isn't popular amongst his own people.
No, because I am aware of that. It was
to do with the Snow White movie, because something he said publicly, it was something like, in today's movies that shouldn't be done. They then didn't have the 7 dwarfs in the Snow White movie, which meant 7 small actors missed out on a very nice paid gig because of him. So because of that, he's not popular.
Yeah.
What I think about it, it's a shame. Like I am still looking forward to it because I love Harry Potter, and I'm interested to see what they add to it with series and a longer time scale. I did think, particularly when I saw the pictures of Nick Frost in the Hagrid outfit, I was like, that is pretty similar, isn't it?
He's just doing an impression.
It looks like he's wearing the exact same outfit as
Robbie Coltrane. But at the same time, I mean, I guess, no, there's not necessarily depictions in the book of, like, in terms of pictures of what these characters look like, so you could do it differently. But my initial reaction to that in particular was like, yeah, but if that's how Hagrid looks, there's not a huge amount you can do with it, I guess. But in terms of just casting the same actor in the same role, it's not a good look. It's not great.
And it's showing a lack of ideas. And I mean, I also feel like they can't win because they cast a black guy as Snape and everyone threw their toys out their pram, and now they cast someone who's exactly what the character should look like based off of what we've seen before. And that's also not okay.
But why would you hire the same
I mean, I
actor?
wouldn't, mate. You're asking the wrong guy. I wouldn't.
No.
I would have hired... if anything, I'd have wanted to go for someone who was unknown.
Me too.
To give them a bigger
like,
profile.
I know obviously it's ages, but you can do makeup and stuff. Like, his children are actors.
So they could have...
And are also, short.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, they might be shit actors.
What's the correct term for...
I don't know. That's why I'm just saying short people. That's why I'm just saying short, because I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, they might be, like I said, they might have been shit actors. But there's 2 actors, well, at least one of them, because we're saying it's a male part. Yeah. There's one actor right there who could do it.
Yeah.
There's a whole group, like you said, there's a whole association of actors who were pissed off that they missed out on a role there.
So there's
one
of them.
There's a role.
Well, there's also a lot of small people roles in Harry Potter because you've got the goblins and Gringotts and things like that.
Mate, if he plays one of them as well, like he did in the film.
I did see something that they said he was.
Unbelievable. So you've turned 2 roles into one actor, and
which they did previously,
and you've given it to.
So we could slag them off for that. The fact they used the same actor,
and you've done the same one before. Like, what's the point? What's the point? Are they literally just because
No, the thing is, I get why it's not a good look, but in general, I don't think you should be too worried because it is going to be different. They are going to be. I think the vibe will be different. The story should be slightly different because you should get characters that weren't in the films and things like that. And that will mean there'll be a lot of people like myself who discover different parts of Harry Potter that they weren't familiar with because they have, like me, I haven't read the books since I was a kid, so I don't remember any of these other characters.
I'm not on board with...
Well, no, look, don't cast the same guy as the same character.
Like, if you want to go down a different
2 separate
route,
projects. I think they should have picked someone else.
Yeah. Like, we're going to do our series, it's going to be completely different.
Do you know who'd be a really good McGonagall?
Shoot.
Maggie Smith.
She would be such a good McGonagall.
If
she wasn't maybe that's the problem. They would have rehired everyone, but just the cast has died. Like, literally, Snape's dead, old. Hagrid's dead, McGonagall's dead.
Wouldn't it have been fantastic if Harry Potter was announced as Daniel
Radcliffe? Phenomenal.
Just him on his knees in every scene. Emma Watson being forced to wear like compression shirts so she doesn't have boobs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just literally the same 3.
Yeah. Fucking Rupert Grint having to, like, I don't know, shave every 5 minutes because he's got a ginger beard. Do you know what I mean?
And you can use Ed Sheeran as a stand-in.
What I don't hate, because people were saying, like, I'm waiting for the Tom Felton casting. I wouldn't mind Tom Felton being
as Lucius Malfoy.
I like that. I don't see the...
That's more legacy casting. That's more homage casting.
That's like a little wink to the...
It's like when you do a remake or a reboot and you get the original actors to play minor roles in it.
In Smallville, they had... Christopher Reeve as I can't remember his name, but he was a billionaire in the show.
Dr. Swain or something.
Something like that. He was quite
a
key character, but not a reoccurring character. He was in it a few times, and it was like Yeah, that's
It's
nice.
legacy
That's,
casting.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind Tom Felton being. He might be a little bit too young for it still, but I wouldn't mind seeing him as Lucius.
No, that would be like if they remade now.
Or Rupert Grint as
Yeah.
one of the older brothers, or like the dad even playing. Again, he might be too young for it, but do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be against that sort of thing.
Yeah, just minor roles.
Yeah.
Lucius isn't a minor role. I appreciate that, but
Yeah, he doesn't get like. Considering the fact
he
in
doesn't
the
get a shit
films,
ton of airtime.
Draco got like Tom Felton, like it's the famous thing that gets thrown at him. He got paid millions for doing like half an hour's work. He's on the screen for that as well. He didn't do half an hour's work, but that's how much he was on screen for. So Lucius will be even less than that. I mean, it'll be more in a series. So,
But yeah, look, and you could like that casting. I've always been a fan
Yeah.
of. I'm calling it legacy casting. I don't know what the term
that's
is.
probably the correct term. That sounds about right.
But I've always been a fan of that. Like you said, in
But yeah, just
Smallville, they
out
get
and out-
old actors from Superman series
Yeah,
and just drop them in little roles. You know, in Supergirl, I mean, we've gone off him now, but Dean Cain, who played Superman in the Superman and Lois series in the 90s.
do we not like him?
No,
What's wrong with
he's
him?
gone very, very Trump.
Okay.
He basically came out and supported ICE. And he's like, they should be,
Fuck's
you know,
sake,
good
Dean.
job. They should be given more powers and stuff like this. So we're not a fan of Dean
Fair
Cain.
enough.
But he was in Supergirl
Okay.
as a series, and he ended up having like a recurring role. So it's like that kind of, you know, it's like a nod to the past and go, hey, we
Yeah.
get it, we know. As long as you don't go full Lazenby and James Bond.
Why? What did he do?
In his opening sequence, there's like a fight on the beach, because he's gone over to talk to some
Good-looking
girl
lady.
on the lovely looking
Just
lady.
randomly, because we talked about doing a film club and we're going to watch a film from each other. That means I have to watch the George Lazenby.
Yeah.
film. Fuck's sake.
So he literally, after he has this fight with these guys,
Yeah.
and the girl leaves, I swear to God, he turns to the camera and he says, "This never happened to the other fella." It's like that's two on the nose. It's two.
You're
He
Deadpool in
needs
it.
it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
You're
Yeah,
breaking the fourth wall.
and it is. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I'm not a fan of Warwick Davis as Flitwick again. He did a
No.
good job. The whole cast did a good. Like I said, I think Harry Potter is
It's iconic
perfectly
casting.
cast.
Yeah.
in just every single role. You know, Brendan Gleeson as Mad Eye Moody or
Yeah,
any
yeah.
of them. David Tennant as Barty Crouch. Yeah, the two are intertwined, of course.
Or even Trigger as his dad.
oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Barty Crouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, honestly,
There's no-
senior.
We could just sit here naming literally every character and be like, yeah, banging.
I mean, Mark Williams, who's a fantastic sketch show actor, playing Arthur Weasley.
Okay, yeah. Fair play.
It's fantastic.
Molly Weasley. What's her face? Victoria?
No,
Go on.
no, I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but I'd know it if I
Yeah.
heard it.
Was she in the Dinner Ladies?
Yeah. It's not Julie Walters, it's...
It is Julie
It might be
Waters.
Julie
It is Julie Waters. And she fingered 50 Cent's mouth.
Hey, who hasn't? G-Unit.
So, yeah.
But yeah, like, I'm not on board with it. I'm not. I don't like it.
No, it's not a good look.
It's not legacy casting, it's lazy casting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, who do we know that's short? Warwick Davis, didn't he do it in the first one? Yeah, but he's probably about. Give him a
Yeah.
call. Yeah, he's free.
But again, I don't think he deserves any like abuse for taking a job. Do you know what I mean?
No, he doesn't deserve, but they deserve.
Yeah.
It's just lazy. Man.
I think it's a shame how much negativity the show's got already. Do you know what I mean?
Well, like I said, like I appreciate it's more political, the hate that the show's got. But like I said to
I'm
you,
not seeing that much of that though.
well, like I said to you before, like I understand you can do more with the series and stuff, but the films were done so well.
Yeah. You could have
You
just
can
left it.
you can only match it or be less than it, and the chances are obviously greater that you'll be less than it.
Yeah.
But you can't. The films were done so well, you can't really be better than them.
And what will annoy me is if we get to like the fourth book and they're like, yeah, it's just not doing well enough, so we're going to leave it. And it's like, fuck you. I've just sat and watched 4 seasons of this
And that
shit.
TV, that could happen.
Yeah, and it probably will, and it's going to fuck me off. That will make me more angry than anything. Like, there's nothing I hate more than getting into a TV show and they're like, yeah, we're not making it anymore. And you're just like, motherfuckers. Like, there was a really good one. I doubt you'd have even ever heard of it. It was like a Sky One TV show called Terra Nova.
I'm aware of it. I never saw it, but I know
And
it.
it had the bad guy from Avatar in it, but he wasn't a bad guy in this. But they sent people basically back in time to a time stream that wasn't theirs, back to when dinosaurs were still roaming the earth, because they destroyed their own planet in their own time, like it's dying. So like we're going to send people back slowly into the past to live in this beautiful world, and you know, it was like a different issue every week sort of show, where like there's issues with dinosaurs or dodgy people where we live. It was all that. It was such a good show, but it was basically so expensive for CGI that they were like, we're not getting enough viewership, and like they left it on a cliffhanger.
That's the worst.
And you're just like, I'm never gonna know.
Like at least allow the creative team to make a special, a one-off to resolve
or release it. Just release the script of what would have happened in the next season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, some kind of conclusion.
Yeah, just let me know where it ended up. Do you know what
closure? I just want closure.
Yeah. But like, and it means like when I've seen it on Netflix and stuff, I've started to watch it a couple of times, and I've gone, no, fuck it, because I know it ends in a cliffhanger, and I'm just going to be upset again.
No, absolutely fair.
So yeah, I don't want that. I don't think that will happen. Actually, I don't think it will happen with the Harry Potter series, because so many people will watch it, whether it's shit or good, that it probably won't.
You're
get
probably
cancelled.
right, but I think I said when it was first announced, I said, what if the films are so iconic and the books are so iconic that what if everyone watches the first series and go, this is shit?
Yeah.
Then they'll make the second one, but no one watches it, so that's it. You get a 2-series show.
I reckon it will keep going.
No, and you're probably right, but there's a chance.
Yeah, I think it's one of those brands that it can fail, but it can't be cancelled. Do you know what I mean?
It can be bad, but it can't fail. Almost.
Yeah. It could be shit, but it won't go tits up.
I think you're probably right.
But I think you're probably right in the sense of it won't be held in the same regard as the movies.
It's going to be really hard to match it.
Yeah.
Really hard. Even though you can explore more, there's a good chance that people will watch those and go, do you know what? I see why the films cut them.
Yeah.
Might not happen, but it might.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't know. And it's so soon afterwards as well.
You say it's soon. When did the last film come out?
2011.
Was that the last film?
I think.
You're coming up by the time the first series comes out. I'm assuming it's going to come out next year.
Okay,
That's
so it's
15 years, isn't it? So it's quite a long time.
Yeah, in 25 years.
And to be fair, they didn't. It's not the first Harry Potter project since they did the Fantastic Beasts movies, and
no, but they're not the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
No, but
These
that's
are
what I
actually
mean.
the
Their
same
first
thing.
step wasn't let's just remake what's been successful. They tried to do a spin-off, and
there's all the talk as well that JK just doesn't want. She wants to do it with people that she doesn't, that haven't come out and slated her. And they haven't even slated her, the actors.
Is that genuinely what's going on?
There's a lot of talk. I don't know how much stock I put in it.
I've definitely heard that she resents that basically people because of her, they've got a lot of money in their pocket that they haven't just
and they've
kept
come out and
quiet.
disagree with her, yeah.
Which I think is just ridiculous. Just because
why hasn't she kept quiet?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
but just like that, they don't owe you anything.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you picked them for the role, it doesn't mean for the rest of their lives they owe you an unfailing loyalty.
No, and also, like, the film might have been shit with that. We've talked about how perfectly cast it was.
Yeah.
The show might have been shit if you didn't cast anyone else.
Yeah.
So where's the talk about you owe them?
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah.
I mean, books were wildly successful before the films, but, you know, whatever.
I mean, it's just been a phenomenon since it was first created or first released. And it's the only positive thing to come out of JK. Well, and her child. Her child might be lovely. I don't want to
I'm very sceptical of the series in general. I think I've always said that, but I'll go in watching it with a relatively open mind.
Yeah, I am excited to see.
I've got to be honest. The like you said, I'm the same with like the outfit and stuff.
But are you going to be annoyed if Hogwarts looks exactly the same? Do you know what I mean? Like that's if the fucking train looks the same, are people going to bitch about that? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? I don't think I'll be annoyed, but I think in my head what I'll think, and then like this is my true how I actually believe I'll see it. I'll see it and I'll go, that looks amazing. The reason it looks amazing is because it looks the same. The reason it looks the same is because it was done so fucking well the first time. Why are we here? And I think that's going to be my thought process.
I do think it's weird, considering they are just repeating a lot of stuff with it, that Christopher Columbus wasn't brought in. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he needed to be put in charge, but if
you're reusing actors, you might as well reuse cinematographers and
the thing is, the whole reason they brought him in, because I'm sure everyone's watched it. Was it like the reunion show, or there was some sort of documentary? And they talked about why they brought Christopher Columbus in. It was because he was the only because he wasn't even anywhere near attached to it, and he sort of got the job by selling his vision for Harry Potter. And it's like, so if the guy that created the cinematic world of Harry Potter so well that, you know, we're doing it again, to not bring that guy in to help build the world again.
No, but then equally, there's an argument and counter argument to that, isn't there? 'Cause you go, well, we're not going to bring because we want to do our own thing.
But not even
But
consulting.
we want to do our own thing, but we're going to hire the same actor. Like, make it make sense.
And also, people have been saying because it's been filmed in the same place, that's a problem.
Like, if I was,
it's like, what does that matter?
if I was a short actor, and I am short, but I'm not an actor, I would be so.
Don't sell yourself short, bro.
I would be so fucked
I've
off
had sex with you.
that Warwick Davis is getting this fucking job again, another job for Warwick Davis, while the rest of us are going fucking hungry
me?
over here. And it's like Warwick Davis is getting a job that he's already had. Okay.
Do you want him to lose his job, Jake?
No one else is getting the same job twice. No one else who was on that fucking Harry Potter project is getting their same job again.
Well, as we've discussed, most of them are dead.
But the little guy's getting it again. Meanwhile, the rest of us little guys are getting nothing. I'd be so angry.
Yeah.
I'm angry on their behalf.
Yeah. I'm angry for them too.
But yeah, recasting him, man, that's just a joke.
Yeah.
Take your project seriously, for fuck's sake. How am I meant to take your project seriously if you're not going to take it seriously?
Fair enough.
You made a joke of it.
You're a child.
Lazy casting.
I think that's it, mate.
I'm good with that.
We're at an hour and a half.
Get stuck.
That's nice.
Mama like that. Mama.
Or should we just end with a...
Hasta la vista, baby.
I mean, we need to do the socials.
Oh, yeah, well, no, obviously we'll do
I'll
the
do
socials.
them because we're at an hour and a half. So if
Yeah,
you
you
just
do it.
point to the screen. Guys, let us know what you think about the Harry Potter casting Warwick Davis's Professor
Warwick
Flitwick.
Davis?
Another one.
Let us know what you think about what's been going on with the St. George's flag and the rise of the right at the moment. Are you scared? Do you feel fine about it?
What other history lessons would you like us to run through?
Absolutely. We can pick something and study it. Do you know
Give
what
us
I
a
mean?
period, give us a figure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be Hitler, isn't it? It's Nazis, isn't it?
It's the Nazis.
I feel like
Damn
that should be a
Nazis.
soundbite, shouldn't it? It's the Nazis.
It's the Nazis, isn't it?
Are we the bad guys?
And it's just going to be us every time we talk about reform. Anyway.
Yeah. But Jake, point to the screen. You can tell us how you feel at Facebook at Crossing Swords, on Twitter at Swords Crossing, on Instagram and TikTok at CrossingSwords_podcast, and you can email us direct at CrossingSwords19@gmail.com.
And please do go on Twitter. It'll be in the link below to the description. Please do also go on Twitter to sign the petition for Dena.
Please do.
Hasta la vista, baby. Thank you.